Hey guys, this is Charles Blair, the Mad Scientist, and today I have a special show for you. Stop the presses. Okay, I'm interrupting this DURU interviews for a special announcement. For the next 30 days, yours truly will be offering free coaching to all of my YouTube channel subscribers. What does that mean? That means that all you need to do is basically subscribe to this channel and then go to the link that you're going to see right in the description. It's going to be in the description. It may even be on the comment section, but go to that link and book a free 30-minute coaching session. What am I going to teach you during that 30-minute question? You will be able to ask me questions about anything from your real estate business or company, whatever you want to talk about. Marketing, real estate investing, wholesaling, rehabbing, buying and holding, owner financing, working with purchase assistants, cold calling, automation, systems, SEO, SCM, Facebook marketing, video marketing, ChatGPT, AI. All you got to do is jump on my calendar. The link is here on the page somewhere in the description or in the comment section. Click that link, jump on my calendar. For the next 2 weeks, I'm going to give you free coaching. No strings attached, no fluff, no BS, no sales pitch, just free coaching to all of my subscribers. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and take advantage of the free coaching. That's all I got for you. Let's continue with this episode of DURU Interviews. Now, you know how I like to go back in the Mad Scientist's time machine. And one of the earlier apps that I started using when I got to the point of really realizing how powerful driving for dollars can do and be for your business is an app that's called Deal Machine. So for a treat, I got the man, the myth, the legend, Matt Camp. He's in charge of partnerships with Deal Machine. Matt, introduce yourself, my friend.
Yeah, Charles, I'm excited to be on, man. We've been a fan of you, of everything you put out for quite a while now, so it's been long waited here to make this happen. But really appreciate you having me on. Excited to bring as much value as I can today.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you being here. Now, way back when, like I mentioned, when I first discovered how powerful it was doing driving for dollars and using your app, it took me to a lot of different areas of success, especially when it came to the simplicity of having all of that power in your hands. Tell people exactly what they're getting when they work with that Deal Machine app.
The initial idea, what you're talking about as well, it was very much focused on scratching our own itch. So David Lecko, our CEO and co-founder, I joined a couple years after he started it. Him and another guy, Dave Oster, two original co-founders, were two guys who they had a tech background. David Lecko, he had a 9-to-5 and, had a tech job that really it was supposed to be a 9-to-5, but it was more a 9-to-9. Like he was just always on, always having to deal with something, just working nonstop and really feeling burnt out. Like, to be completely honest, like he would take calls. I remember his co-founder's wedding. We were at his wedding and David stepped out to take a support call for his tech job. And he came back and Dave's like, where the heck did you go? Like, where you need to look at your job choices right now. So David was just like, man, there's got to be a better way. He had read Rich Dad Poor Dad. He knew he knew like, hey, real estate is truly the best wealth generating tool out there. And for him, he knew all of this and was like, this is a good chance to make a change for me. Like, maybe I can use real estate as the tool to do this. And so he went out there, he started going to meetups, and he kept hearing this driving for dollars thing over and over again of like this term of, hey, go find rundown houses, go find houses that need help, that need fixing up, and contact those property owners and try to do your first deal that way. And so David would get out there, he'd drive around, and he realized like, yeah, I'm finding great leads because I'm driving and I'm writing down addresses and I'm driving by them 6 months later and they're getting fixed up. Like, that's great. I'm finding the right people to get in touch with, but I'm not the one doing the deal. Like, I'm missing out somehow. I'm not the one that's actually making it happen. How do I find enough of these people and get in touch with them enough times for me to be the one that's buying these houses? And so for him, he said, hey, I've got that tech background. Why don't I use technology to solve this problem for myself? Started to drive around, started to build kind of what was version 1 of Deal Machine. Right. And, became that app to help get out there and be your co-pilot to go drive for dollars, to go identify distressed properties and get in touch with owners and use the power of technology to make this way more efficient and way more effective. So it's something that's been around, driving for dollars has been around forever. It's worked for a long time. But now using technology, you can do it again way more efficiently, way more effective. And him solving his own problem, that's where we started. That was 2017, 18, like it was early
It has
days.
to be.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Way
Yeah.
back when.
So, and then I joined 2020. It's been awesome to really David and Dave, they were guys that I past business partners of mine in my wedding party. Like I've been good friends with them for a long time. And they got to a point where they're like, yeah, we're onto something here. Like there's a real product market fit here. People are finding a lot of value in this app. And so I came on to really run partnerships and focus on spreading the word about Deal Machine. David got out there, that was version 1. As we've grown, we've listened to our customers and we've listened to you and said like, hey, what should we build next? How can we make this more valuable? How can we make this more helpful for you? And really over especially the last couple of years, I think we've transformed from what's like a nice to have little add-on of, hey, if you're going to drive for dollars, use Deal Machine. And now our mission is to give everyone the power of real estate investing. And that means being the go-to app to go find off-market deals. So that's been our mission. I'm happy to get into what all that means, but our goal is to help you guys find that first deal, that next deal, and your next 100 plus if you have that ambition.
I'll tell you one of the features that you guys had that is game changer for our company, especially when it comes to doing volumes of deals, was the feature where you could bring in individuals to work underneath of you.
Yeah.
And you have all those individuals, not only just your set of eyes out there looking for driving for dollars, but you have a team of people that you could bring in and they will be out there working for you. That changed our business immensely.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think you do an awesome job, Charles, of thinking about how to take your business to the next level and use things like technology and building a team to help you do that, to really build these systems and processes in place. Like I love, you came on our show talking about AI. Like I love the way you think, part of that is, how do I outsource the thing or how do I delegate the thing that I, want to continue to scale, want to continue to put people to run with, and bringing on bird dogs. You may have heard that term. That's the goal here is, okay, how do we take driving for dollars to the next level? Well, build a team of drivers, build a team of bird dogs to go out there and do it for you, and really use technology to make it really easy to track their routes, to add leads and look at the leads they're putting in there, to market to those properties. You're one click away from sending a postcard as often as you would like. You can say, hey, send awesome job. You hire somebody to go drive. They add a bunch of properties into Deal Machine. Cool. Fantastic. You take a look and you approve them and then just send mail to them with one click of a button and say, oh yeah, send them a postcard once a month or however often you like. And that's where you're going to really do those numbers is it takes consistency in terms of number of leads and how often you reach out to them. And so if you can use technology to accomplish those things, to find more owners and to reach out to them enough times that, you really get their attention and they actually give you that call back. That's the goal with, using the software.
Yeah. I know from its earlier version, you guys have branched out to a whole lot of different other tricks of the trade. Talk a little bit about where Deal Machine was and all the different features that Deal Machine has now.
Yeah, and that's really where it's going as well. Again, we want to be that go-to app that, if you need to go find off-market deals, if you need to find your first deal or your next deal, we want to be the first people you think of. Really what that comes with is kind of end-to-end solution. So probably the number one complaint that we hear from and just have heard over the years from customers has been, we love Deal Machine. We love what you guys do, but you have to buy this and then that and then this and that. And you have to put it all together and figure it out. Like they don't want a million different things that they have to be switching their data in between. Hey, how do we give them like one place to go to make it really easy to go identify the deal or identify highly motivated sellers, reach out to them and actually have conversations with them and then close the deal and make that whole transaction happen. So, on our end, first off, it's finding motivated sellers. So driving for dollars, like that is the whole goal of it, is to identify those motivated sellers. We give you a couple options. You've got it. You can do it yourself. You can bring on that bird dog team. Like I meant, like we've been talking about here, you can do virtual driving. So you can essentially like click for dollars. And, we've had people use VAs to do that, virtual assistants. We've had people, if they don't have a car, if they are investing virtually, like there's a lot of reasons why you might use that option. The new thing that we've really added over the last 2 years, I would say, is our list building or our list pulling abilities as well. So you've got 200 plus filters now that are everything from, the property itself, like very specific characteristics about the house, even even things like estimated rehab cost, or, does it have a garage? Does it have this or that? Like, you can get really, really specific on the property you're looking at. And then a ton of seller motivations that you can also filter by. So that would be like, foreclosure statuses, probate, does it have a lien? Is it a tax delinquent? Is it a senior owner? Is it a tired landlord? Is it, you've got a ton of data there. And then even data about the owners themselves. Like, you can come in and say, hey, do they own a portfolio? Are they a house flipper? Are they, a certain age? You can dig into all kinds of different things around the background, the demographic info of those owners as well. So, you can build a list off of all of that data. And so that's kind of that first step, is get out there, build a list of motivated sellers, right? How we've continued to evolve is, okay, what is that next step you do with the list? Well, you go out there and you market to it, right? You get out in front of them, and you need to get in front of them enough times that you actually have a conversation with them about that property if they're interested in selling. And so how we've built out technology to help you do that, we've got one feature that is essentially a door knocking feature, where you have a guided route that you can go in and say, oh yeah, I just pulled a list of all these expired listings. Well, in this particular zip code, awesome. Give me the fastest route possible to go drive that and door knock the whole thing, or leave door hangers. It'll actually import GPS right there and say, hey, here's turn-by-turn navigation to every property on that list. And we're using, our technology to kind of calculate that for you, make it so you can do that as efficiently as possible. So,
I like that approach. I like that 1, 2, 3 different modal approach, because you just mentioned it. You can do it for driving for dollars, but then you can also incorporate putting door hangers on them and use that as a whole strategy to really to accelerate your lead generation.
Yeah, the most successful customers that we see, and really the most successful investors across the industry, which you can, let me know your personal thoughts here, but it's when you can combine that individual outreach like that, like the door knocking or calling or text or email or what have you, combine that with automation, with the ability of staying top of mind and really reaching out multiple times and just only pressing one button and setting and forgetting it. So if you can do that together, like going into Deal Machine, do the door knocking stuff, and then send mail, where you go out there and you say, hey, send them this postcard once a month, and press this one button and it automatically does that. We've got all the designs ready to go for you, the mail designs. You can customize them, but we've got like 16 default templates right there for you too. Awesome. You just hit that and off to the races. So that's kind of the goal there, is give you multiple marketing channels.
With all these thousands of customers that you guys have, you must have some killer data sets. Tell us about what the trends are you seeing in the industry, driving for dollars. What's out there are you seeing with all that information you're getting?
Yeah, that's really the biggest thing that I try to train people on, because the more we can share that of what's working for our most successful customers, the more that you're going to be successful as a customer, and in the end, like, stay with us as a business. Like, we only bring value to the table if we're actually enabling you to go land deals, right? So the more that we can actually teach you all what's working and continuously share that, the better spot that we're all in together. And so on my end, I'd say first and foremost, it's build a list. First step, I would say there's kind of a three-step playbook. First step is go out and find the most motivated sellers in your market. And that means driving for dollars. That's the best bang for your buck in terms of number of leads to a deal. It's going to be the least addresses you need to get to that next deal, is if you go drive for dollars and find physically distressed houses, because hey, if they're a rundown house, that is the number one indicator that they might be a motivated seller for a lot of reasons. So, first and foremost, it's okay, go identify those. You can also pull a list of leads as well. So that way you got to get a nice combination of, general list building around some specific motivation, and then couple that with driving for dollars. That's kind of like ideally what you're doing there in terms of building your list. So first step is that. Second step is consistent marketing. It's reaching out to them over and over again and using a combination of that, what we call short-term marketing, which is that one-to-one marketing outreach, like the door knocking, like cold calling, like, one-off email or text, or, door hangers, all that stuff would be kind of this one-to-one marketing that's not easy to automate, but it is effective. And then can, put that in tandem with long-term marketing, where you're consistently reaching out to them using automation, using something like sending mail and just hitting one button and letting it go once a month. Second part of the playbook is that two-prong marketing strategy right there. there. And then the third piece is consistently following up and making a great offer using data, like, very confident offers using data to close the deal. So that third step, what we give you guys there to really help enable success there is we give you a MLS comping tool. So, you've got that on the phone or on desktop, like on the go right there. You've got MLS, sold data right in there, run comps against that. You have a CRM. So that way you are tracking every lead in there and you're able to set tasks for yourself and make sure you never have a lead fall through the cracks. You always have that next step with that individual seller. And then final piece is, and this is something I think you'd like, is our AI assistant, Alma. Awesome. We launched that last year. Really, really fun to put that out there where this AI tool is great for helping you, run the numbers, kind of back of the napkin math, help you understand like, oh, what should I ask the seller? Well, it'll give you some ideas on how to have that conversation. How should I reach out to them on my postcards? Well, it'll help you write it, that type of stuff where it's really kind of a co-pilot for you. So our most successful customers, they're building a great list. Most motivated sellers, they're doing that consistent marketing in a couple ways, and then they're closing deals using those tools.
One of the things that really amazes me about the platform itself is how you guys have been able to keep the cost of entry down. The base plan is $99, and you're talking about 10,000 leads per month.
10,000 leads in there to manage. What I'll tell you too, the exciting thing, Charles, our whole goal around that of, like you said, making it entry-level pricing is because our mission is really like democratizing real estate. It's helping anyone who can get out there. We want to make it as approachable as possible for people to get out there. And yes, it is a little bit of an investment. $99 a month isn't like, not everybody's going to find that super easily. But if you look at us compared to anything else out there, and if you look at it as an investment in yourself, where you aren't just, don't think of it as an expense, think of it as you investing in your success. The goal is turn that $99 into a $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 wholesale deal, or even bigger flip, or a buy and hold property that's building you generational wealth. Like, think of it as a return on that investment rather than, an expense, and be able to put yourself in that mindset. The big thing, Charles, that we've been really excited about to get out there over the last few months in terms of the cost savings for people is our skip tracing options. Have you dug into that at all?
I did.
Yeah.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, skip tracing comes with it.
Yes. So we launched this Cyber Monday. It was like Black Friday, Cyber Monday that week. We put this out there where now, again, we're trying to like change the game in terms of how people think about data in general. And again, the thing we hear over and over again is we don't want to have to buy all these add-ons or buy all these other things, or get nickeled and dimed and all this stuff. Like, make it really simple and easy and straightforward for what we have to pay for. And so any Deal Machine member, similar to like Amazon Prime, if you have Prime, you get free shipping. If you're a Deal Machine member, you get free skip tracing, free unlimited.
Now, hold on. I want people to understand that, because there are some systems out there that's charging you 10 cents a skip,
at
15
least
cents a skip, 20 cents a skip. So you're giving 10,000 skips all included with that price.
Yeah. If you go on the map, unlimited, any property you click on, boom, right there.
We include telephone number.
Yep.
And we're including an email if it has it.
Yep, absolutely. LLCs included, all of that. Like, no matter what, you go in there. I'll tell you, Charles, like, the first thing we hear from people is, oh, is this good data? It's free. Come on, how good could it be? On our end, we're making a bet that we can over deliver the value so much that people are going to come to us and stay with us. And I'm excited to say we've been proven right in terms of the investment, because it was a significant investment to even be able to pull this off. But the data itself, it is the same data 911 call centers are using, that telco companies, like when you get the spam on your thing right there, 90% of those companies are using this data. The top 10 banks, most of them are using this data provider for like fraud and compliance. It is top tier data. And anyone, like, I'd say try it out. If you don't believe me, like, go try it out free and see what you think.
I mean, that one feature alone is worth the price in itself, because that strategy, we're talking about driving for dollar strategy, has been the linchpin for almost every real estate investing company out there. From small to medium to beginner, that strategy alone has constantly over the years continued to produce results.
Yep.
I don't know of anybody that says don't do driving for dollars. It don't work. It's just the opposite. It is the linchpin when it comes to one of multiple strategies you should do. And I've been in the game for 33 years. And I gotta say, at least 25 of those 33 years, including today, we've been driving for dollars and have constant success doing it every time this strategy is implemented.
Love that. So yeah, I mean, that is something, it's been, again, around for decades, successful for
Yes.
decades. We're not inventing that. It's how do you take technology to make that proven process way more efficient, way more effective. And, we started driving for dollars. We started there. We are best in class on that. I can say that confidently.
Right.
We've really doubled down and said, okay, awesome. We're great at that. How do we help with data? How do we help with skip tracing? How do we help with direct mail? How do we help with comps, with the CRM, with AI? Like, how do we give you the full package so you can just get out there and be a deal machine, right? So it's been fun, a wild ride.
And then if you incorporate the fact that you have this in your hand on your desktop, but if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, this can also integrate with other platforms through third-party integrations like Zapier.
Yep, got Zapier all set up. You can import, export leads. That's another thing. Like you talked about, the skip tracing piece. If you have a lead list anywhere else, any other lead source outside of Deal Machine, you can just import that directly into Deal Machine. It will automatically backfill everything. Like never pay for skip tracing.
Hold on. Let me get this straight. Let me repeat what you just said. You could even upload a list of 2,000 and have your company skip trace it. Hold on. This is going to blow my mind if you say yes. Am I able to download that skip trace list?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. You can import it and then export it. You're done. Like if that's all if you're just focused on that one thing, that can save you thousands of dollars right there. So
I mean, just think about it. Forget about all the other features that comes with it. Just that feature alone of unlimited skip tracing for $99 a month makes it a no-brainer.
That's the reaction that we're going for with this last launch. Absolutely, our whole goal. No-brainer for people to at least try to see it in action, and we're that confident in the technology itself that you'll be blown away. So yeah, it has been fun to get out there and spread the word on this one thing alone. Is this is why we do it, man. We want to give as much value as possible.
Before we close, man, you got anything that you could share with my DURU interviewers, where something that you haven't put out there yet, something that's coming up that we can look forward to?
Yeah, again, like everything that we do is listening to you guys and evolve and continue to add value, continue to help you guys in understanding how can we continue to give you value like that. So we're always listening to things like what data sources should we be adding? How can we take our AI to the next level? How can we take our CRM to the next level? All of that stuff. So we've got quite a few things in the works there. I'll have to keep you updated on priority and when we're putting those out and everything. I would say the biggest thing right now is we have what I would call almost like the private investigators tool. So it would be something where if you go into Deal Machine and you have somebody who like any contact info, what we're doing on our end, we're giving contact info where we are matching an individual with a property. Like that's why when you upload a list, you don't even have to hit the skip trace button. You pull a list, you don't have to hit the skip trace button. All of the contact info is already there, uploaded for you. Because what we're doing on our end is we are matching that individual. We've got a database of people with numbers and then mailing addresses, to tie those two together in the back, where it's like a ton of engineering work on the back to do that. And so one thing we've added here is if you go in and for whatever reason that person isn't showing up or it wasn't a right number or anything like that, which this isn't live yet. So this is a little sneak preview for you guys, but we're working on getting out a private investigator tool, our PI tool. You can dig through our database of people that likely fit that and match that out. So like David, for example, he was going out there, he found a property that he was working with an agent. They said, hey, go try to contact the seller directly. He couldn't figure out how to get in touch with them. Went through, was not, for whatever reason, wasn't matching. Pressed on our PI tool, went through and had somebody who had the same name, lived somewhere else, but they had an Indianapolis zip code and, or area code rather. And so that area code on their phone number, David's like, hey, that might be the guy. Went through, dug through, called that person, and it was the owner. It was an out-of-state owner for that property. So it's kind of another level of how do you dig deeper? How do you find the actual owners where other people are going to give up, where other people, if they're not using Deal Machine, if they're not using a technology to help them, it is tough to find that owner in some cases. This is going to give you another option to dig deeper and cut through the clutter and be the one person who actually puts in the work to identify that person. So we're calling it like our PI tool, just more data for you guys.
You heard it first right here on DURU Interviews. Matt, I want to personally thank you for being here on this interview with us, man. I want everybody to know if you want to go ahead and take advantage of Deal Machine, head on over to dealmachine.com/Mad Scientist. I got some special bonuses for people who sign up underneath the Mad Scientist, and you're going to get unlimited skip tracing. You're going to get the ability to pinpoint actual properties on the map. You're going to get the actual Drive for Dollars app. You're going to get the desktop functionality. You're going to get all of this from this actual system, and it also has AI integrated in it. Any last parting words you want to give everybody, Matt?
I think we'll throw in a bonus 50 free mailers too with that for you guys as well. So you can check out the mail and say, hey, yeah, it's a 7-day free trial. So you can go in, check out the skip tracing, send off mailers, maybe do your first deal in that trial, right? And so we'll give you that all lined up. And yeah, we're excited to help you guys out here.
Check that out. You got 7 days free trial
Mhm.
plus 50 mailing. So you know what you need to do. DealMachine.com/mad scientist. This is Charles Blair on behalf of DURU Interviews. We'll see you guys on the next episode. Bye-bye.